Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. Today's video is a very special video because I won a $500 gift card to Sephora from one of my favorite YouTube creators. I honestly still can't believe that I'm even saying that. If you don't know who she is, Allie Glines is a beauty creator here on YouTube. I love her videos because they're super informative, but it's also like you're just chatting with a friend. She makes you feel really at home, and I find that I usually watch her videos either when I'm getting ready or when I'm in bed just looking for something to relax to. Another thing is that I'm actually getting married later on this year. For those of you who don't know, I actually am already married. Andy and I, my husband, we got married last fall after pushing off our big celebration to this year. So I was actually planning on splurging on just a few key items here and there for my wedding day because I decided to do my own makeup. Basically what I'm trying to say is that this gift card came at such a great time and I'm so grateful. So before I continue this video, thank you so much, Allie, for the gift card. I really appreciate it. And also thank you for actually checking out my videos and watching them. I really appreciate your support and I hope you enjoy this video. I put in my order the day after I got the gift card, and yesterday it came in. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera and I already have my sunscreen on. But the first product that I'm hauling is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I actually mentioned in my last video that I really enjoyed the one that I had, but the shade that I had was too dark. So I went ahead and picked it up in the shade Tan, and I went ahead and picked up a full size because I liked it that much. I'm gonna try using it as a primer now that I've got a shade that I think works a little bit better for my skin. I don't really know how much you're supposed to use, but I'm just putting it on there. And I'm actually going to use my hand to blend it out. I want to warm up the product. All right, with this shade, it is definitely giving skin tint, super blurring, but not so much in the coverage department, but a little bit. Tiny little bit. I like how it's making my skin feel. Like it's almost silicone-y, but not quite. It's nice and soft. And there's definitely a nice little glow to the skin. Yeah, I really like that. And I also think this will be really nice to mix in with foundation shades that are a little bit too deep, because it would give that little filtered effect, but also, you know, lighten it up a little bit. So yeah, I'm happy with that purchase. Both the foundation and concealer that I picked up today are from NARS, and I've never actually tried either one of them. The foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I picked up the shade Tahoe. Now, I don't know if this shade's actually going to work for me, but I do feel like I've gotten a little bit better at picking my shade online. Right, and I'm just picking that up on a brush. It's not a bad shade match, but I don't know if it's a little too warm or if it's just slightly too light. Either way, we're gonna rock with it. I've been hearing nothing but great things about this foundation from oily skin people, dry skin like I have. All right, so far, not judging the shade, I really like how it applied. I will want to see how this dries down because I feel like I can definitely tell there's going to be a little bit of a dry down, but there might just be the chance that the Charlotte Tilbury is what's peeking through. For concealer, I picked up the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Caramel. And I picked up a mini of it because, you know, I'm just not sure if I'm going to like it, but if I do, I will be happy to pick up a full size. So I've got the concealer applied everywhere I need it, but I'm going to go ahead and let it sit while I do my bronzer. For bronzer, I'm using my Uma contour stick, but this isn't new to me. I'm just using it because I didn't get a new contouring product. For bronzer, I'm using my Uma contour stick, and this is not new to me. I just didn't get a new bronzing product. So that blended on top of the NARS foundation with absolutely no problem. I think it looks great. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and start blending out the concealer, first with my brush, and then I'll go in with my damp sponge. So just even as I'm blending it out, wow, like I can already tell that I like this. And while the foundation match isn't the greatest, this shade match for the concealer is dead on. This is dead on what I like. Right ends, but it's not too light of an under eye color. But I can also correct around the mouth without it looking crazy, and I don't have to use more than one shade. So even without taking the sponge to it, like, wow, I'm amazed. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye with my Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And the powder isn't new to me, but I do want to see how it works with my NARS concealer now. So I just got a little bit on the back of my hand, and now I'm pressing it to my under eye area and everywhere else that I have concealer. So now that we've been in the hotter months, I have been setting my entire face down whenever I really want my makeup to last and when I feel like I'm going to be really sweaty. And I like to use pressed powders that are on the lightweight side. So I picked up this Kosas Cloud Setting Powder because, again, with this product, I've heard pretty much nothing but great things about this product. And so I do have dry skin, like I said earlier, so I'm always looking for a powder that will work well for my dry skin. I've been using the same brush to apply pressed powder to my face for so long. This is a super old EcoTools brush, but it's just my favorite for that purpose. Now the shade that I got is Softly, which I thought was going to be a little bit lighter than my skin tone, and it's actually a little bit darker in the pan. Like, I don't know, this is the shade of some of my bronzers, but I am going to use this to set the areas that I didn't get, like under my eyes, but I'm also going to avoid like the bronzer area because I am going to go in with a powder bronzer. So despite the fact that the shade looks like it's darker than my skin, it's definitely not applying that way. And it's also super lightweight. Oh yeah, that is very nice. It definitely set everything down, but it doesn't look heavy or cakey. It just nicely blurred out my skin there, especially where I've got, you know, a lot of texture in between my eyebrows there. The interesting thing is there's not much fallout even when you kind of like scrub it a little bit, it just kind of dusts off lightly. So I think that's a testament to how light the powder is on the skin. So I don't have a new blush, powder, bronzer, or highlighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and do those off camera and I'll be back to do the eyes. I'm so sorry. I thought that I was recording this whole time and I already started on my eyes, but I've only done one shade. But the next product that I'm hauling is this Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette. This is the Master Matte eyeshadow palette, and I was eyeballing this eyeshadow palette ever since it came out. It is just up my alley, especially for nowadays. I feel like I've only been reaching for mattes, I've only been reaching for neutrals, and this palette is literally just that. So far, the only thing I've done is blend matte 5 into my crease. I did start with matte 4, but it wasn't quite deep enough to actually do anything. But now I'm gonna go ahead in with matte 6, which is a little bit deeper, to kind of deepen up the outer V area. But so far, I've been loving the formula of this. It's super soft, it's pigmented, but not so pigmented that it's scary to work with. Blends out nice and easily. God, and I love this shade, this matte 6. I was attracted to this palette because Mario said that these shades were inspired by human skin tones, and I definitely see that when looking at the palette. Usually when I'm looking at a neutral palette, it's usually either too cool for my skin tone or there's too many shades that I will never use. And for me, like, I have to get regular use out of at least 75% of a palette before I would even consider purchasing it. I love how it just softly diffuses into the last shade. Now I'm going to go back up top to one of the lighter shades. I think I'm going to do matte 3 and put that all over the lid as a base for what I'm going to throw on the lid. I find that if I use powder eyeshadow and then do like a glitter topper, it looks a lot better if I lay down a slightly lighter base underneath. It kind of helps it pop. This next product isn't new to me. I actually already have it in another shade, and it is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow. And the shade that I already have is Smoke, which I like, but I wanted something a little bit more warm on the eyes because I love this formula. It is one of my favorites. And I had been wanting to pick up a more like copper golden shade for a while, but I just couldn't justify the price. I mean, I know I love it, but it is like, what, $28 for a single eyeshadow. And I do like to apply this with my finger, so I'm just dipping in my finger and applying it right on the lid there. And the nice thing about this is a little really goes a long way. Now I kind of wish I used one of the warmer shades in the Mario palette to deepen up the sides here, but it doesn't look bad. It looks good. What do you think? And now I'm just taking an eyeshadow brush to blend out the edges here. I love this hourglass formula because it doesn't crease and you just get beautiful, gorgeous, sparkling and shining all night. All right, now I'm just cleaning up the edge here. Just going back in with the deeper shade, this matte 6 from the palette. Now I'm taking a super tiny Morphe brush and I'm gonna go in the lower lash line, mixing the matte 5 and matte 6. And now I'm gonna mix together the second to deepest shade, which is matte 11 and matte 6, to kind of start a tight line here on the lash line. It is slightly difficult to get it over the glitter portion, but I mean, it is glitter, so I'm not mad there. Now, this didn't come from Sephora, but this MAC Magic Extension Mascara is also new to my collection, and I've been testing it out. It is a fiber mascara, so it's been really interesting. So far, I do like it. I do get a little bit of smudging on the lower lash line, so this might end up just being a upper lash mascara, but I'm still testing it out. That's what it looks like on one eye versus one eye with nothing on it. I like how much volume it gives, and I like the clumpiness that you get as well, but the clumpiness can be a little extreme, so sometimes I just go in with a lash separator and that fixes it right up. And I'm going to do a little inner corner highlight with the lightest shade in the Makeup by Mario palette. Keep it matte here so that we keep all the spotlight on the hourglass. So I've got nothing new for lips today. I'm just going to do that off camera. But when I get back, I'm going to go ahead and give you the reviews on everything I did wear today. And then I'll also haul the rest of the products that I picked up, including some products I picked up for my mom and my sister. Alrighty, I'm back and this is the final look. I think everything looks great. I think everything really came together with a little bit of tweaking, but now I'm just gonna really quick give you my thoughts on the products I did go ahead and put on today. First up is Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now that I have a shade that actually works a little bit better with my skin tone, I love it and will definitely be holding on to it. I really liked using it as a primer today, but I think next time I'm actually going to mix it in with the NARS foundation to see what that ends up looking like. And speaking of the NARS foundation, I really enjoy this. I think it looks beautiful on the skin, despite the fact that the shade is a little bit off. The finish is absolutely beautiful. I think it looks so nice with everything else. I do have quite a bit of texture on the skin and I don't feel like my texture is being exaggerated. I also think that despite the fact that it's got quite a bit of coverage to it, it looks so light on the skin. Like, it doesn't look like a mask. I think I just look really nice and plump and glowy and healthy. And of course I do think that that's the other products as well, but it's really nice that a soft matte foundation isn't looking too heavy or cakey on the skin. The Radiant Creamy Concealer, I'm mad that I didn't already try this. This is everything that I want in a concealer. Like, I'm almost mad about one of the other products that I've hauled that I'm gonna show you a little bit later. Because this is pretty much on the same level, if not a little bit better. And also this shade is perfect. So it's safe to say this is going to be a strong contender for my wedding day concealer. Next up, the Kosas Cloud Set Setting Powder. I did like it. I like the fact that you have a little bit of variance with shade there. Like, you don't have to get the exact same shade and, you know, it'll still work on your skin. I don't know, it just didn't wow me. I mean, I'm not disappointed in it. I think it does well, but I don't know, I think I just already have something in my collection that does the exact same thing. It does look really nice on the skin. It doesn't look heavy at all. It set everything down and I like how it looks. But I don't necessarily know that I would recommend it over the drugstore alternative that I have. And on the eyes, this Makeup by Mario palette, I mean, you already know this is going to be an everyday staple. I'm definitely going to use this on my wedding day and I'm just so excited to have it in my collection. And I'm already happier with how this shade looks on my skin better than the other shade that I already have. I'm thinking this also might make its way into my wedding makeup. And now for the products that I got but didn't actually put on in this video. And one is the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Matte, and I have two shades. I have the shade Lift and the shade Desert Rose. Lift is a pure white, whereas Desert Rose is like it seems like a deep plum, mauve plum, and both are very beautiful, and I actually got them to use for mostly on the eyes, and I got the Lift specifically to use as a graphic liner. I'm really excited to try those out on my eyes, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on how I like them. The next product is actually a repurchase. I just have never tried this actual shade, and it is my beloved Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I think it's amazing for either spot concealing or using as a foundation, but it also just looks so beautiful under the eyes and lasts so long. So it's definitely a battle between the Too Faced and the NARS as to which concealer I'm going to be using on my wedding day. The next product is also a repurchase, and that is the Supergoop Glowscreen. This so far is my favorite sunscreen that I've tried. It looks beautiful on the skin. It offers you some great sun protection, but it also gives you a nice glow as opposed to any weird like white residue that it's left on your face. It also has a slight tint to it, so you don't end up just looking like the Tin Man. You just look like you have a nice beautiful glow. I personally like how it looks whether or not I'm wearing makeup, but I know for some it might be a little bit too glowy. I actually have a review and demo on this sunscreen specifically, so I will leave it down below in the description box for you to check out. So that's everything that I got for me using the gift card, but of course I had to spread the love a little bit and pick up some things from my mom and sister. Well, I actually had them pick out what they wanted and I got it for them. Starting with what my mom wanted, she asked me to pick out a lipstick for her, and I know that she loves Bare Minerals, so I got her the Bare Minerals Mineralist Hydra Smoothing Lipstick in the shade Honesty. I'm not going to swatch it for you because, I mean, it's her lipstick. I don't want to swatch it, but it's this really nice pink shade. And what's also cool is that you can wear it to where it looks kind of blotted and light, or you can build it up to a more full-on effect. She loves Clinique, so she asked me to pick her out a Clinique foundation. The one that she currently uses, the Acne Fighting Solutions, I don't think they actually make anymore, so I picked up this even better broad spectrum 15 evens and corrects in the shade Chestnut for her, and it actually turned out to be a really good shade match, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Now, this one was definitely like a free-for-all. She said just pick out a mascara, any mascara, so of course I got her the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's definitely not my favorite, but I knew it would be a mascara that she would enjoy. So I asked my sister to pick out some stuff, and she only picked out one thing, and she picked out this Glow Recipe Fruit Babies Bestseller Kit. Now, you already know here on this channel, we love Glow Recipe. I have the Watermelon Glow Mist as well as the sleeping mask, and the sleeping mask is actually included in this. I believe it's a full size if it's not just a bigger size than the one that I got, but this I thought was a great pick of hers, and I'm a little bit jealous. Like, I almost wish I picked up one for myself, but I'm really excited to see how she likes this, but I'm sure she's gonna love it. And since she only picked up one thing, I went ahead and picked out something for her, and that is this Tower 28 Power Duo. It comes with the lip jelly in the shade Cashew, and I already have the full size of that, and I love it so much, so I knew that she would love it. And I also wasn't sure if she was into cream cheek products, but I went ahead and got her this set because it includes the balm, the Beach Please Tinted Balm. Forgive me, I've never actually tried that product, but I thought it would be something that she would enjoy, so I picked her up this little set because I love Tower 28, so I wanted to spread the love a little bit. Well, guys, that wraps up this haul. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again to all of the new subscribers, all of the new beautiful people that have come to my channel from Allie's. I really appreciate you, and thanks again, Allie, for the gift card. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope that you all are having a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.